Hello, this is going to be a video for Capricorn. I did kind of already try to... Oh, sorry, it's a little bit louder than I thought it was. I did try to record your guys' video a little bit earlier today, but I was actually kind of overwhelmed with a very intense energy that it took me a couple hours to, like, really kind of shake. So, I'm back again. I'm going to try again. So, Capricorns... Capricorn, 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 what do we have for you? You might be hearing from someone. Yeah, like, you might be hearing from someone who you, like, did not expect to hear from, to be completely honest with you. It might take you by surprise. This person has been waiting a long time to communicate, too, so I'm not sure. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. It could be family, friends, you name it. But there's a form of communication that somebody's been waiting to take. Like, right moment, right opportunity. I'm actually seeing the Devil card. So I feel like you guys are right in your element right now. And there's that rush of heat that I got with you guys earlier that made me very, very uncomfortable. It's like a very uncomfortable heat wave. I don't know if you're just having a hard time with, like, where the planets are right now. Yeah, like, kind of going with what I just said, having a hard time with the planets. You have a change in the wind, so it's like you might be going through some type of shift or, like, a redirection of sorts, where it's like you have to alter... your plans have been altered in some way, shape, or form, and it has to do with following some type of passion creatively. We do have the yang energy here, masculine, yin and the yang. This is waiting for a masculine to make the first move. This is a masculine type of energy here, because this card indicates, like, taking action, also, like, just the masculine energy in general. So there could have been a masculine around you who is kind of, like, changing the pace that they're doing something, or maybe you're taking action towards something, or somebody's taking action towards you. That's for sure. At least, I know that much. Let me move all this stuff around here. Let's see here. So there's something that could take place that you didn't see coming. Kind of like a calm before the storm, which is actually ironic because I just saw 333 as I said that. And earlier, I think in the previous reading that I tried to do for you guys, there was like a calm before the storm type of energy that came through, feeling a shift, having your feet not put firmly on the ground, like uncertainty about what directions you're going to be taken right now or what direction you're going to be moved in. And there might be some uncertainty or resistance towards whatever change it is that's approaching you, but one thing is guaranteed is that things are going to change. Stay the course with whatever it is that you're doing, and remember that even the storms that come around and, like, the tower moments that happen serve a purpose higher than you can imagine. Because sometimes we get hit with tower moments and it's honestly just in our benefit. You might have gone for a period of time feeling like you weren't connected with someone or feeling like you were out of sync with someone close to you. The patterns just kind of seemed like they were flip-flopped or reversed. Could have been going through, like, mood changes, cycle changes. Somebody could have had, like, a change of heart and kind of, like, left a situation. Those situations, whenever they take place, like, it just kind of... It's like being flexible to know that, like, whatever took place had to happen for, like, your highest development, your highest growth. There's also an emphasis on figuring out what does your heart want to know to be like truly happy. Like, what is your heart yearning for in this moment? Whatever's happening right now, there's going to be something good that comes from it. So take temporary time out and just kind of like bear the winds of the storm. So like, whatever it is that's like confusing you or causing you anxiety, just like stick together with yourself. Like, really have your back throughout this time and just kind of brace yourself for whatever is about to come. I don't necessarily think it's negative. I think it's more of just like a shift. Like, something's shifting, and it's going to be something that you don't expect. Now, with this card here, this is the masculine principle of movement and creative activity, really. This is like having the ability to make things happen, manifesting, kind of like the magician in a sense, but like really cultivating and taking action. So this is like manifesting thought and desire into one form. It's also the perfect time to take action, or somebody could be choosing to take action towards you. As long as you have confidence, I feel like putting this into action and cultivating this is going to be successful, whatever it might be. It's like being the shaper of like your own destiny, taking control of like your own situation. If this is coming from a relationship standpoint, things around you are supporting the action on your part, meaning that like you're the one that might be taking action towards something, and trust that you will know like where you stand when that time comes. And when it comes to matter of the heart, there's movement towards whatever is for your highest good. So know whatever it is that you're manifesting, or whatever it is that you're confidently approaching, as much as it might seem unsure, is what I was trying to say, it's the right action of where you need to stand and go towards right now. So just have confidence with it, because passion's on your side with this, and having the ability to manifest is on your side with this. So it's like really like a new chapter, but like an uncertainty of like a new chapter. That's really what I feel here. So let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. Oh my gosh, look at what's on the bottom of the deck. These are literally pairs. So like you literally, like you have the yang card or the young card, however you pronounce it, whatever you prefer to pronounce. I didn't mean that in like I didn't mean that in like an uneducated way. Like I like genuinely, like people pronounce it differently. So whatever works for you. You get what I'm saying. And then you have the yin energy here, okay? And so that's masculine and feminine coming, like energies coming together here. And then you also have regeneration at the top of the deck, which is the energy that's coming forward towards you. So this is like a total phoenix rising from the ashes, and something getting a chance for a new opportunity, a rebirth. This is like something coming back to life, like a resurgence of passion and energy coming back between you and another person, you and some type of creative energy that you might be pursuing, whatever it is that you're trying to manifest right now, whatever it is that you're focusing your energy on. I do feel is going to be relatively successful, as long as it's within the bounds of like what's meant for you. Because obviously what's not meant for you it won't be for you. What's meant for you will always be for you. So interesting to take that into consideration. So which one do I want to do? Let's use these. There's like multiple people in your field right now. Like multiple people trying to get your attention, trying to like communicate with you even. You might energetically feel it. So you have the first chakra card, which is like stability, foundation, building a new foundation, having your path rightfully cleared, ending cycles. Your root chakra, if you are feeling ungrounded right now, just try and put your feet in the soil. Try and like, eat grounded foods. Try and like ground yourself as best as you can. With this coming out this way, this does signal to me that you are grounded, but you might feel ungrounded, especially being over top of a change in the wind. Like, just remember to remain grounded during this process and stay connected with your root chakra, because it might go a little haywire or get a little funky. I did see 10-10 when I said that, so this could be the completion of a cycle and the beginning of something new. You could be releasing something. It might have to do with like feelings of abandonment or security, whatever the case may be. We do have envy, so it might have to do with perspectives, like, and journey. These are the same cards that came out earlier. That is so freaky, but also super fucking cool. Like, I've shuffled this deck so many times today, and it's the same cards. Isn't that funny? You might have a change in perspective with the way that you think. You might go from thinking one way to immediately shifting and thinking another, and taking action towards something that is part of your journey, to be completely honest with you, because you have the envy card and the journey card, and the envy card isn't always exactly what it means of envy. It has a lot of other components to it. So sitting next to the journey card, I see here like a shift in perspective to take action towards something, where it's like right now you might be a little bit uncomfortable with whatever it is that you're feeling, but eventually you're going to take action because you see the path, like it's open. You could have people around you who are kind of like gossiping or like, you know, not speaking the nicest. Ignore them. And it's like, because you're taking action, like, honestly, like, I hate to say it, but some people just really don't like to see other people succeed. So if you're surrounded by that type of energy, just bear the storm of it, because eventually it's going to shift and you're going to be able to take action towards something, and it might piss some people off in the process. Like, I hate to say it that way, but you might be pissing a lot of people off. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, because you're taking action to something that you're manifesting. So it's like you're dealing with people who just don't want you to succeed because they're not succeeding. So pay attention to that, and pay attention to that like low vibrational energy, and make sure you're not getting stuck up in like and caught up in that type of energy. You do have the second chakra card, Archangel Ariel. Might be pronouncing that wrong, but I always say them really funny with emphasis, because that's just my sense of humor and the way that I do things. I'm not very traditional, and I'm not very by the book. My guides know that. So moving forward, what is this? Okay. Sorry, I thought it was my family. This is like going after something because you feel it's like destiny. You're dealing with emotions for sure. Let me get one more card after this, because I'm not understanding what that's saying. And I get 2 cards. Well, that's okay. Wow, look at that. You guys even hit, like, in this deck, you even got the yin and the yang card. Or the yin and the yang. You literally got this card, too. And so you're literally, you have the yin and the yang here. That came out in your reading so far. And then you literally just pulled the same card. Very, very significant. Something with balancing that masculine, feminine energy, or you're coming together with somebody who vibrates at the same level that you do. Whatever the case may be. There is a healing that's taking place right now. I feel like you're healing emotions that come from like a broken heart. You're healing and you're balancing emotions within yourself in order to take the next step in your journey. Because you might have had some feelings of abandonment, or like feelings like whatever, like comparing your situation with other people's situations and just being like, oh, I wish I had that, I wish I had this. But there's a important thing that that comes with that, of just knowing that like whatever it is that you have right now in your life, be grateful for, because everybody has their own journey, and everybody has their own story that they go through, and that they walk their own path, right? So it's learning how to be grateful with what you have, who's around you, appreciating all that stuff and that you have on your path as of right now, like being grateful, you know, having a grateful outlook on everything that you have, and healing that heart chakra, those emotions. If you're a person who suffers from like stomach issues, it might be more emotion based than you think it is. And it has to do with holding on to those negative emotions in your solar plexus area. Those emotions, when they sit in your solar plexus and in your stomach and even just up in your heart space, like, they cause issues. It can cause weird physical symptoms that you can't really explain, that kind of come and go when situations are triggered and you're like, why do I feel this? What is this? What is that? There's an opportunity to heal that. There's an opportunity for you to recognize, to balance, to heal, to move towards abundance, whatever your definition of abundance is. So I think that's great. And it's interesting because under this, you actually have the Goddess of the Moon card, which means that, like, secrets, for me as a reader, it's like secrets are going to be revealed to you. Great intuition. This is a time of being highly, highly psychic and highly, highly in tune with your intuition. And I think that's great because it's really important for you to remember that. Capricorn. Your energy is just like, you guys must be going through like an ascension or like a physical detox or something like that. Like, I just sweat every time I'm in your energy, and it's like, it's not like me actually sweating because I'm hot. It's like a physical reaction to like whatever it is that you guys are feeling. So you have the 10 of Cups here. So it's like wishful thinking. Like, that's really how I see it. It's just like wishful thinking. Like, I want this emotional contentment, but my cups aren't full. 4 of Wands, like wanting that wish fulfillment, wanting that stability, and then taking action towards it. Where right now you might be a little bit confused. You might be in a situation where somebody presents an opportunity to work on something with you, and you're like, I don't know if I want to take it. Maybe in the past you've always given to situations and never really received equally. So this is kind of like, this is like recognizing and working on your root chakra to feel safe and secure enough to feel emotional contentment. And like, a lot of people don't emphasize that enough, because like, you need to have like your root chakra needs to be intact in order for you to feel emotionally secure. Like, I don't care what anybody says. Like, I just think it's very important to feel safe and secure in whatever it is that you're doing in order for you to open up to emotions. Maybe that's just, you know, how my planets fall in my chart, but it's like that security of that, like, foundation is very important for emotional security. So I feel like that's very important for somebody to see, especially with the 4 of Wands having some type of built establishment. But it seems like at one point in time it might have been not reciprocated in equal ways, where maybe one person kind of only showed up to work on it, one person was putting in the effort, and it took an emotional toll on somebody. It really did, because this person's seeking the 10 of Cups and like the 4 of Wands. We actually have 3 cards here. Wow. So you have the 8 of Pentacles, the Star card, and the Queen of Wands. So this is somebody going through a ginormous healing. Like, you've been working, like, you're working to do some type of healing. You're working to heal some type of contract, whether it's with yourself or with another person. You're working, it could be with your inner child. Like, you have a contract with your inner child to do some type of work right now. Or you could be connecting with somebody again who's mirroring your energy. Like, you're mirroring this person. So it's like there's some type of transformative process that you're working towards that involves a great deal of healing. And it has to do with the heart space. Like, you're working towards something, or you're working on some new project that feeds that part of you, that feeds that need to heal the heart space. You're also in the process of manifesting great, great abundance and using your intuition in order to do so. You're trying to get that passion back in life to get that abundance, so that you can just get through this like rocky shift of things that are happening right now. Because I actually feel like a lot of things are being brought to the surface for you that might be relating to the heart space, relating to emotional contentment. And like, what is it that you define as emotional contentment? Like I said, do you define stability as part of that? Or do you look at security as part of that? Or do you look at, you know, like, what is it that you see in your emotional security and in your emotional abundance? Like, what is it that you want that maybe you're looking at other people for, but you're not applying it to your own thing? It's like, it's like you see what other people have, and you see that illusion of that perfection, and you're like, wow, I want that. But there's also stuff that happens in the background where it's not always like the happy couple, you know what I mean? Like, you're gonna have differences, you're gonna have arguments, you guys are gonna be different people, have different opinions, and it's like, how are you gonna choose to work together with somebody in order to accomplish that? So you're going through some type of great deal of like a healing when it comes to that emotional heart space, so that you can open up on that level and align with the person who ultimately you're meant to align with for whatever cycle you're in. Now, the Queen of Wands, you could be dealing with, you could have strong Aquarian in your chart, or strong fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or you could have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, obviously. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, they're kind of all here. This is having like a great deal of passion and being able to take action towards it, where you see the abundance. You could be visualizing the abundance. You could be visualizing what abundance looks like to you. But see, the Queen of Wands also attracts a lot to her because of like her ability to be so intuitive, and her ability to just be like full of passion. Like, that's very alluring to a lot of people. So we'll see where this goes. My card's just flipped. So we do have the Nine of Wands. So you are feeling a little bit defensive, a little bit like a wounded warrior, a little bit guarded, not wanting to work on something, not wanting to put your effort into something because you're borderline like, okay, this is stressing me out and I don't know what to do about it. Like, I don't want to work on this, I'm not ready to do this, or this isn't what I want, this isn't the direction I want to take. I'm tired of working towards this and not getting the reaping of the, like, you're not getting like you're not reaping the rewards of the seeds that you've sown, or at least that's your perception on it. It's way too many cards. Wow, these are a lot of the same cards that came out earlier, and it was just as confusing. Yeah, you've been through a hell of a battle, to be completely honest. Whatever you've been through a hell of a battle. You've had to, like, master some type of strength in order to get through it. It's like you've been literally through hell. And you're like, okay, have I gone far enough? Like, am I finally, is this finally it? It's like, okay, this is getting to be a burden here. And it could have to do with what type of foundation you want to build. Like, maybe you just, like, it's like having that, like, I don't want to say like a loss of hope, but it kind of feels like that, where it's like, you're like, okay, like, that person wasn't it, this person wasn't it, that person wasn't it. And like, every time you learned like very harsh lessons in the process, and you're like, okay, how many more of these do I have to go through? How many times do I have to be a catalyst? How many times do I have to do this? How many times do I have to do that? But it's a lesson, it's a contract that you have, I think, with yourself, or like that you agreed to do, where it's like a contract that you agreed to fulfill, where it's like, okay, like, yeah, so you're going to go into like some type of hermit mode here, and you're going to figure out what it is that you want to invest your time into, what do you want to work towards, because like the hermit doesn't just go off the grid, like they literally soul search and like may disappear for like a month or so. When you go into hermit mode, you definitely come out a different person. So you could already be in the process of going through a hermit mode, and I'm just talking about the past. And the future energy is not even on the board yet because you're still in that hermit mode. But see, the good thing is that you're going to come out a different person, especially with the star card here. That's like a massive healing, massive awakening. And it all comes down to like what emotional security, abundance, and what foundation, like what do you define as like secure foundation? Because it looks like you've just been through like a battle of just like hard lessons, and now you're like, okay, like I don't want to put my energy into this stuff anymore. I want to develop something new. I want to manifest something new. But see, the thing is that these coins are kind of like, they're like hollow, like you can see through them. So they're not quite of the earthly realm. They're just kind of like ideas that you're putting together, or like thought processes that you're putting together. And now it's time to like really kind of reflect on that and think about what is it that you want? What is it that you want? Like, get your ducks in a row is really what I'm hearing, is put your ducks in a row. Maybe not focus so much on one thing at a time, but focus on like a couple things at a time, so that you don't like get discouraged, or you don't lose interest in whatever it is that you're focused on. You do have the Ace of Swords here. And that's some type of truth being revealed to you with the star. That's like heavy intuition. Not heavy in a bad way, but heavy intuition as in like you're deep in your intuition. You're going through some type of like awakening period, healing process. The truth of something's being illuminated to you, and that could be like an epiphany moment. Then you have the Tower card here, which is very scorpionic energy. So this is like something coming through to you in your intuition, or when you're meditating, or when you're working on something, that when you're in like a passionate type of energy, that's going to be like something hits you out of nowhere, and it allows you to let some type of mask come down, or it brings some type of false mask down away from whatever it is that you're trying to figure out. And it's like, boom, Tower moment, like the old structure just falls apart, and then there's movement forward, because you actually have the Chariot kind of right here with like the front of the beings that pull the Chariot. I'm not sure what their names are, but they also are present in the situation. So this Tower signifies to me that there's going to be some type of movement forward from this Tower card. This Tower card could be indicating like self-sabotaging behaviors. Maybe you see the truth of a situation. You recognize the truth of a situation when it comes to self-sabotaging behavior. Two of Cups just almost wanted to fly out with the Eight of Swords. So there might be a situation that you don't want to pay attention to, or that you're refusing to acknowledge. Because like the Eight of Swords for me is always kind of like holding yourself back, kind of with that self-sabotaging energy of like not wanting to see something for what it is, or not wanting to recognize something for what it is right now. But like you could easily get yourself out of a situation, but like you're choosing to stay stagnant, or you're choosing to stay stuck. We actually have the Devil card in reverse on the top of the deck, with the Seven of Pentacles, which tells me that something that you invested time into in the past was not really working out for you in the best of ways. Then we have the Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment with the World, and the Eight of Wands. So that tells me that something that you've been holding on to emotionally, like you're getting some type of wish fulfillment. It's like the wheels turning in your favor. And then you get some type of insight, or some type of like intuition, or even communication about something. Like communication finally comes in, insight finally comes in. Just remember, what goes up must come down. So it's not always going to be positive. Meaning it could stay here, but then the wheel's going to turn again, and then the wheel's always turning, right? So whatever this is, you're going to have to consider, like, is this wish fulfillment? Is this not? And like there's some type of communication involved. Somebody could be communicating that about a broken heart situation, about a healing situation. Somebody could be communicating about the truth. An Aquarius might be getting some type of communication, or an Aquarius is going to be communicating with you some type of truth, some reveal. After soul searching for a period of time of what it is that you want to invest in, what it is that you want to work towards, it's like opportunity presents itself. And then there's like a contract here where it's like you have to, for whatever reason, you're going to need strength in a situation. I'm not quite sure. Like they're not going into detail with it, where it's like you've had to like tame your own inner beast. You've had to tame it yourself, whether it be materialism, narcissism, egotistical behaviors, shadow work, healing trauma, like past life trauma, even previous lifetime shit. Like there's a lot in this. That's why I'm a little bit stumped on that part, but I'm sure if it resonates for you, you're going to know exactly what it is. It's something that you've had to have a lot of strength to overcome, and it could have been a contract with yourself. But there's some type of wish fulfillment where it's like, okay, like you see the horizon line, like you see the ability for something to take place, or you're going to get communication about something. Let me pull another card here. So yeah, I asked what the Eight of Wands was about, and you got the King of Cups. So this is somebody who isn't necessarily always a good emotional talker, but they're definitely somebody who's very in control of themselves. They don't necessarily express a lot, but they're very, very emotionally grounded, and they know how to like communicate and not always allow their emotions to overcome them. This person who you might be receiving communication from could have a strong water placement in their chart, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and or Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, specifically Aquarius. Whatever it is, it's a heavy burden. They've been carrying it for a long time. They haven't told you. It's been a secret. It could be dealing with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, such as yourself. This is somebody who's very stable, and I felt an earth sign coming off of this. So this masculine energy might be an earth sign with a water sign, especially with the King of Pentacles and the King of Cups. This is somebody who's more rational, somebody who's more structured, somebody who's more grounded, somebody who's not very emotional when they communicate. This is more direct communication and very grounded communication. You're not going to get a lot of emotion out of this person. But see, they've been carrying some type of weight for a very, very long time. It's something that stresses them out. And see, these towers have to come down in the moon card where something has to be revealed. And it's funny because you actually have the tower card out. So the tower is going to come down and something is going to be revealed. It's just a matter of time. You have Judgment on the bottom of the deck with the Six of Swords. That's choosing to move forward together. Choosing to move forward in general, not being so defensive. Like you're just choosing to move forward instead of being defensive. This person could have taken a very long time to communicate this, or it's been a very long cycle that you've been enduring with this person because they've been very quiet this entire time. This is somebody who might not communicate a lot, but they've been planning in the background. So if this isn't your energy, but you know that you're dealing with another person who is going through this and you 100% know, then obviously this might be your story. If not, don't be upset. There's a ton of other amazing readers on YouTube who might have something in their videos for you. Because again, this is just a general reading, and not everybody's going to resonate, and that's okay. So, yeah, your best advice is to go with the flow. Whatever confusion, whatever storm is about to blow in, especially with this tower, just ride it out and stay as grounded as you possibly can. Stay as grounded as you can in this communication. And you might honestly miss the communication and just not think anything of it. Like this person might just like hit you up and be like, blah, blah, blah. And then you don't really you don't know it's them. You're just like, oh, whatever. Like I haven't heard from them in a while. But that might be the person, you know what I'm saying? It's not always the most obvious, but sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. Kind of depends on your situation. And honestly, if it hits home, it hits home. And if it resonates, it resonates. You'll know. So. But other than that, just keep doing what you're doing. Stay grounded. Your pathway is opening up. You have a big decision to make, and just focus on your own personal growth right now. Focus on your own personal healing, because even if you're not dealing with anybody, this is a change in your own perspective of going from being emotionally isolated to just being extremely grounded, and I think that's beautiful. And I think that's a great energy to step into. So I hope that these messages helped, and I wish you all the best, and I hope everybody's staying safe. And again, I wish you guys the best, and I can't wait to connect with you soon. Take care.